Hey guys, we are back for Bandcamp Dailies number 54, and I finished my cookies recently, maybe a little over an hour ago, and it made me remember that I recently saw this video on YouTube that had cookies in them, chocolate chip cookies. They looked like they were chocolate chip cookies, but oh my God, the cookies looked so good. And the girl that made the cookies, she was the hottest chick I've ever seen. Oh my God. OMG is what I should have said. Holy sweet heck. Okay. So good job on those cookies. They looked really good. So I got through that. Now let's go to the next part. Oh yeah. Hey, check this out. I bought a new keyboard. Yay. This is the Yamaha PSS 850. And you can see it's very nice and compact. I've been wanting a small one of these so that I can just like play on my lap, and it's very light so I can just carry it around. And so I'm looking forward to making some music with this. So hopefully that'll be featured on a new video soon. And okay, so I did that. Now what do I have to do? Yeah, just a little bit of an update on my movie watching. Last night I watched this movie called Dr. Giggles, which was an old movie. This is from 1992. I've actually already seen this movie before. I don't remember the last time I saw it, but the first time I saw it was in, I believe, 1997, late 97. This is when I moved to Newfoundland, and I made friends. And I remember going to a party. We went to this house party at some girl's house. I think I knew who it was, but there was a bunch of us there, and she ended up renting Dr. Giggles. It's a horror movie, but it's also quite funny. It's a very fun movie. It's about this, crazy guy who busts out of the mental institution, and he thinks he's a doctor, and he has so many funny one-liners in the movie. But anyway, we watched that movie at the party, and I don't remember if I've seen it since then, but I watched it last night, rewatched it last night, and I did recognize a couple of the scenes. So that was pretty cool. It's nice to know that I remembered some stuff. Okay, so we got through the intro, and now I'll cue up the episode. So we have some listens. We have 11 listens, and so some of them we've already done before. However, Inevitabilities 1, Illogical Infatuations 2, Inevitabilities 2, and Illogical Infatuations 1, these are all from Sanity's Unnecessary Elaborations from 2018. We're going to be talking about all of these except for this one. We've exhausted Illogical Infatuations 1. We've done everything we can do about that. We've already listened to Inevitabilities 1. However, and we've also sort of had a little bit of a taste. We took a peek. We took a little peek-see at the tab in a previous episode. We've listened to the full song, but we just took a peek at the tab. So we're gonna look at the entire tab for Inevitabilities 1, and then Illogical Infatuations 2, and Inevitabilities. Did I say that properly? I don't think so. It's sort of a tongue twister for me. 2. We have not listened to either of these songs, so we're going to listen to both those songs. Both of those songs are ambient noise tracks, so that's going to be fun. And then we have Sour Candy, Over, and Gibberish. These are all from Core Canning album Choice Trinkets, which we've done several videos on. So let's get right to it. We have 2 albums we're going to be talking about. All right, so we're going to start with the Core Canning songs. And as always, we are going to be heading into Reaper, and we will be isolating some instruments. So that'll be fun. Now, in the previous episode, I actually did a quiz. I quizzed myself to see who played in which on which songs, and who played what instrument on which song. Because this is Dave and I. But I don't know if I did that for this album or if it was for Unveiled. But I mean, either way, I can't do it because I've already gone into Reaper and I know who plays what. So it's kind of a pain in the butt trying to figure out, because I talked about it before. I'm not going to talk about it again, but I have to figure out what what these songs are, because these have names, but the way I recorded them, they don't have names. So I have to try and match the actual names with whatever names I gave them when we were recording them. So, but I did that. I achieved what I was trying to do, what I set out to do. And let's get right into it. So tonight is popcorn night, but I'm going to save the popcorn for when we head over to Sanity's Unnecessary Elaborations. So just a refresher on Choice Trinkets. This is a free jazz album. It is completely improvised. It is nonsensical, mostly, and it is randomly arranged. So this sounds, the music is quite out there. It's quite out to lunch. Not everyone's cup of tea. So let's go right to it. I've said that like 7 times now. The songs we're listening to are Over, Sour Candy, and Gibberish. And they're all right here, nicely, one after another. So let's listen to Over at the beginning. Yes.
Is it over yet? No.
Okay, so once again, I forgot to talk about the samples. Just a refresher. All of these samples are Dave and I's, did I say that properly? Candid conversations when we recorded some video footage, and we just let the camera record the video as we were recording the music. And so we recorded the music, and then in between recording takes, we would just talk to each other. And the samples in front of every song are us talking to each other, acting like idiots. Now, what was going on here?
Is it over yet? No.
Okay, so that was me saying, "Is it over yet?" And then Dave said no. So I think this was for when we were recording the last song. The last song is 9.5 minutes. We each recorded a 9-minute drum track. And so we each were in charge of telling the other person when to stop playing drums, because we were going to play for 9 minutes. And so I asked Dave, I was playing the drums, and then I asked Dave, "Is it over yet?" He said no. So there you have the origin of the Over sample.
Is it over yet? No.
Yeah, so that's me on drums. I believe there are keyboards, right? Yeah, there's no vocals. So me on keyboards. And then I think Dave's playing both guitars. If I remember correctly, Dave's doing a lot of guitars on these 3 songs that we're listening to. I don't even know if I appear on any of them. That's kind of interesting. Do I write who does what on this? I don't think I do. I did that on Unveiled Webbing, but I didn't do it for this one for some reason. I'm not sure why. Okay, so let's listen to the next one, Sour Candy. Now, before we do this, I just want to say,
4 minutes left.
I don't even know why I call this Sour Candy. I absolutely love me some sour candy. Unfortunately, I don't eat it anymore because, it's all sugar, and I tried to cut out as much sugar in my diet as I could, but every now and then I do have a little taste of the sour candy. My favorite sour candy was, and I guess still is, Cherry Blasters. So if you've ever had the Cherry Blasters, I like both of them. They have the bigger ones where they're at the actual cherries. It looks like 2 cherries, and it's got the green on it for the leaf. But they also have the mini Cherry Blasters where it's just like a red puck, hockey puck or something like that. Whatever. Either way, Cherry Blasters are my jam. You got to blast those cherries. You got to pop in those cherries. By the way, I wasn't going to talk about this, but I was reminded about this. when I lost my virginity with my girlfriend at the time, she was a virgin as well. And so we did it. And I remember her telling me afterwards, we were talking on the phone. I think it must have been the next day. And she said, I forget her exact words, but she basically said that, you know, she didn't bleed. So I don't really know what to say now because that's all I had planned to say. I guess, I don't know. I was not rough with her at all. I was trying to be very careful and whatnot. So maybe I didn't go hard enough to make it bleed. I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't know the intricacies behind that. Does that have to do with the hymen? I don't even know what the hymen is. This is all a little over my head. But I remember her telling me that. I don't think I don't remember her exact wording, but basically she did not bleed when we had sex. So anyway, let's continue. I wanted to mention more sour candies that I like. I also like sour jujubes. Those are really good as well. The sour ones. Regular ones are good too, but the sour ones. And also dino sours. Oh my God, I love myself some dino sours. I don't know if you know dino sours, but they're like little dinosaurs that are sour. They're similar to the sour jubes, but they're just in a shape of a dinosaur. You know, every now and then I get this, especially lately, I've been having this hankering to get some candy at the grocery store whenever I get groceries. And the prices are just ridiculous. Like, it's insane how expensive candy is now. Like, I just want to get like a little tub of dino sours. It's a very small tub. It's not a giant tub or anything like that. And it's $7.99. It's like, what the heck is going on here? I used to get candy at the corner store, the convenience store. I talked about this before. In the 90s and the late 80s. Not the late 80s. This would have been the 90s. Yeah, the 90s. Starting in 1990 plus. We would go to the corner store and you could get penny candies. They were small. They were very small, but each one cost a penny. And so you get your bag. You would fill up your bag. You'd have to count how many you put in your bag. You go to the counter and you say, I put 50 candies in here. And then you give the guy 50 cents. And yeah, good luck doing that these days. Oh my God, candy is just ridiculous. Anyway, there's definitely some more sour candies that I really like, but it's been a while. I'm not on top of I'm out of the loop in the candy situation, unfortunately, but every now and then I do have a little bit of candy. So I talked about candy. Okay, so now let's just listen to the song.
4 minutes left.
Okay, I think this is the same thing when we were recording Choice Trinkets. This time it's Dave playing drums. And I was telling him how much time's left. 4 minutes. So it's kind of funny. I don't know if that was intentional, how we have two samples from our Choice Trinkets recording next to each other in the track list, but kind of a coincidence. I don't know if it's a coincidence, but it's kind of funny.
4 minutes left.
Very nice. I like that song. I like how it ends. It ends really nicely. What was I going to say? Dave plays every instrument on this song except for the keyboards. And I'm playing the keyboards. So this is a very Dave heavy song. I feel like the last couple times we've done either this or Unveiled Webbing, a lot of it's been me. I've been playing a lot of the songs. But now this episode is a Dave episode. All right. We do have some more stuff to talk about these songs once we get into Reaper. So I'll have a couple more things to say. I forgot to mention that we do have a couple of extra bonus things again. So keep your eyes peeled, I suppose. Stay tuned. All right. So let's listen to the final song, which is Gibberish.
I hit my stick more than I was hitting the woodblock.
Okay, I don't know why this is called Gibberish. Now, that sample, I was recording the drums, and this was after I finished one of my drum tracks. And I mentioned to Dave how in the drum track, I was doing something. I was playing some sort of fast beat, and I ended up, like I said in the sample here, I was hitting my sticks more than the woodblock unintentionally because I was not playing very, very well. I don't know what the word is, but I was making mistakes. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's what I told Dave, and he laughed. And then I didn't mime it out. I actually did it. I exaggerated what I recorded. I recreated in an exaggerated way.
Stick more than I was hitting the woodblock.
And once again, that's Dave on both guitars. That's funny. Dave plays guitar on every guitar on every song we listen to. He played all 6 guitar parts. That's very funny. And wow, that's also funny. I play keyboards on every song as well. And then I play drums on this song. And then I think I played on the first song and Dave played on the second one. I don't remember. But so yeah, it's kind of funny. Dave played all the guitars, I played all the keyboards, and we split the drums. All right, so let's head into Reaper and let's isolate some tracks. So the first one, we're going to 4-chunk mix 2 track 11. Yeah, because they're different chunks. That's why it was sort of a pain to figure out what it was. And then I don't have titles here. It's just a number. So I had to figure out what this actually was. I listened to the song on Bandcamp, and then I scrolled through this because this has all the songs, this Reaper project file. Okay, so this is over. This does not have the samples, so we're going to have to isolate the drums. That's not the correct one. There you have it. There is the drums for that song. By the way, before we do anything, I have to center the guitars. Otherwise, I will forget. I should have done this before. Okay, and I'm going to do it on these ones as well. Otherwise, I'll forget. Oh, you mother... Oh. Okay, one left. Okay. Sorry about this. What? LD Git art. I don't know why there are so many more. There should be four tracks, 4 guitar tracks. For some reason, there were 5 in that. Okay, so we listened to the guitars. We listened to the drums, I should say. Let's do this, and let's highlight LD Git. It's the guitars. I don't know what the heck happened right here. I don't know. Maybe he was clipping? Because I don't think, it doesn't sound like he has any effects on his guitar there. It's funny how he was just doing this one chord. He just kept playing the same chord. But then when he went to that other chord, I loved it. And he played the high notes as well. I love that. I love when he changes the chord there. All right, let's go to the next guitar. This is guitar number 2. All the guitars tonight are Dave. That's funny. I really remember this ending right here. That part, like, just it really stands out when I listen to the full song, the full mix down. I was trying to figure out what he was doing, but I think I figured it out. Because it almost sounds like he's tapping, but no, I think he's just he's a finger picker, and I think what he was doing, he was sort of doing, he was playing arpeggio chords. And just with his thumb, I'm assuming, maybe he was picking each note with his fingers. I don't know. Yeah, honestly, I don't remember. All right, so let's listen to my keyboards. Oh, I guess I should be like double clicking this, right? So we get it big. That's what we learned from the previous episode. That's what we should do. Okay, so obviously that is with the do sound effects on my keyboard. Now, it sounds like there was a phaser, or a flanger? A flange? I don't know which one it is. I think it's a phaser effect going on. Now, I don't know. This was for Choice Trinkets. Yeah, I don't know if because I also have this Yamaha mixer, this old one that has a bunch of effects on it. And for one of these albums, I know for Unveiled Webbing, I definitely hooked my keyboard into the mixer as well. And I used the effects on the mixer. I don't know if I did it for this one. Yeah, I'm not sure. Because my keyboard also has like those effects available as well. So it's quite possible that one of the sounds that the sound I used for this one, the patch I used, had the phaser or flanger or whatever the heck in it. But anyway, there is your song. That is over. All right, so we are done with that. Now we're on number 2. So it's who did the drums on this one? Did I do the? No, Dave did the drums on this one. Okay. What? This is Sour Candy. Okay. With Cherry Blasters. You can hear us talking there. Yeah, what was happening here? There was some sort of issue with because we were listening to metronome clicks, and he was complaining about the clicks, and so he actually stopped prematurely here, and yeah, but there's his drum track. Okay. It's like he gave up and then he just started to fade himself in again. Okay, so let's go to the guitars. LD Git, I think that's what we're doing. Oh, that's why there's 5, because why? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I guess there were 5 in this one. Okay. I don't know what's going on right here. So what's going on right here, by the way? Yeah, this was probably way too loud, and so I separated this from the main wave file, and I made this softer, quieter, less volume. I'm assuming that's what happened. Yeah, I definitely remember this track. This is a very memorable track. Yeah, the ending part right here, I know the other guitar does something cool, and the guitars go very well together. Because I was missing the melody right here, the combined melody. All right, so let's go to guitar number 2. Get the echo pedal engaged. Yeah, that right there, those last 3 harmonics right here, mixed or combined with this other guitar. Yeah, there you go. Good stuff. Yeah, I liked all the harmonics and with the echo pedal. Okay, so let's listen to the keyboards. I don't know if you recognize this or not. You probably, I don't know if you do or not, but we've heard this song on many of my videos actually. Now, this keyboard track. Now, on my Perverse Teleportation album, should we go there actually? We'll go over to Perverse Teleportation. Now, we've talked about this album before, but all of these Perverse Teleportation songs here, these are all dungeon synth, which is also known as ambient noise keyboard tracks. And so for these tracks here, I used some of my keyboard tracks from this album, from Choice Trinkets. For the ones on Choice Trinkets, when I actually came up with the riffs, I came up with them in like a couple minutes, and then I just sort of recorded because they were very short. There's like 30 seconds or something. And then I sort of expanded on them and elaborated on them and actually made them into their own songs. Because for some of these keyboards tracks, I really liked the melodies, and I thought they'd make for some good dungeon synth songs. And this one specifically right here, this is the first. This is Perverse Teleportation. This is what became Perverse Teleportation #1. So we're not going to listen to it on Bandcamp. I'll just show you, because we've already listened to these songs before, but I'll just show you the video, because I recorded myself recording them. I videotaped myself recording them. So this is a Perverse Teleportation version. The expanded song sounds very much better than the original one from Choice Trinkets. Now you can see I have my echo pedal here. That's why you're hearing all those extra notes. But yeah, so that's kind of interesting. I don't think we've done that before. We haven't mixed and matched them. I think I mentioned it before that that Choice Trinkets tracks were the original versions of the ones from Perverse Teleportation, but I haven't shown you. So yeah, that's why I'm doing it right now. So there is that. And the last song, which is Gibberish, this one features another one. So we're going to watch that as well. Now, something I forgot to do, actually, we're going to go back into Bandcamp, and we'll just listen to, I'm going to turn that off. We're going to listen to the start of Gibberish.
Oh, thank goodness we only have hit my stick more than I was hitting the woodblock.
Yeah, that sample right there. I actually have not a video of us talking, but I have a video of me recording the drums of what I was talking about. And so we're going to watch that right now, actually. So we have to figure out where it is. Oh, I think I don't have that on here. I can just do this. Okay, so if you remember what was going on in the sample, I said that I was hitting my stick more than I was hitting the woodblock. And then I recreated that, and I was sort of exaggerated that I was hitting my stick way too much. And so you'll see me right here. This is me. This is when I was quite fat, actually quite chunky. This was late 2018. So this was almost at my peak weight. Early 2019 was my peak. So I'm quite chunky, very gross. But for the drums here, I'm playing very fast, and here's the wood block right here. I don't play with a wood block. Dave brought this over and he hooked it up, so I'm not used to playing something right there. But you have extra stuff, and so you decide to play it for this album. And I tried playing it, doing a roll, but I ended up hitting my stick way too much. So look for that towards the end of the video. It's only 30 seconds long. So towards the end of the video, I'm trying to hit the wood block, but I pay attention to how much I hit my stick. Unintentionally hit my stick. Yeah, this was a YouTube short that I posted. I think it was quite a while ago, like a couple months, I guess. And then I said to Dave, I looked at Dave and I was like, it was hitting my stick more than it was hitting the wood block. Wow. Amazing story, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, my drumming right there was pretty cool. I did some pretty cool fills, some pretty random and very fast fills. So yeah, it was very fun doing that. Okay. So what are we doing now? We are actually isolating the tracks. Okay. So let's go to, looks like I'm playing the drums here. The drums we're about to listen to are not the ones we just saw in the video. So we got C kick over to CROH. There you go. There are the drums for this song. Okay, so now we have, I did it again. I split the track. Oh, that's why there's 5 on this one as well. Yeah, because Dave's guitars, he used his Godin guitar, which is sort of like a hybrid electric acoustic. And it was, the volume was just all over the place. It was so hard to mix. And it was so bassy. So it was really hard. I found it really hard to mix this album. Okay, so here we go. Okay. That was amazing. I love that. You can see it was very quiet at the beginning, so that's probably why I did it. So I raised the volume of this compared with this. But yeah, I absolutely love that. He was just like, I don't even know what he was doing. He's doing something with his fingers, obviously, but I was sort of all over the place and it was really good. I think it was like fluttering his fingers like this. over the strings because he was finger picking. So yeah, that was really good. Way to go, Dave. I am impressed. And this is the second one. Yeah, I really like the chords he was doing over here. Yeah, this one where it goes over to this one, transitions into this chord. Yeah, I love that. He was using his volume pedal. He's got a volume pedal. And this is one of his techniques that he really likes to do, where he'll play a chord with the volume pedal all the way down so that it's not making any sound, and then he'll open the volume as the chords are already ringing. That's one of his favorite techniques, at least back then in 2019. 2018, I guess. This was late 2018 when we recorded this. I already talked about this, but yeah, I figured out in one of these videos that he came over and we recorded this album when we played at my sister's wedding. So that was really fun. Yeah, I remember we drove over there. We drove out there. I forget how far of a drive it was. It was a couple hours at least. It was up in Owen Sound. And so we drove there. But then we had to drive back because I forget why. I think yeah, we drove back. Well, what am I trying to say here? There was this point to this story. I don't remember what the point was. I honestly lost the whole point, but it reminded me of something else. We were talking about sour candies earlier. I got some candy on our road trip to there. We stopped at a store, and I think I got some grapes, some sugary grapes. They were really, oh my God, they were so good. The best part about them, they weren't the sugar amount on them. Usually you get these candies that are covered in sugar, and there's just way too much sugar. These ones did not have too much sugar at all. It was like very sort of sparsely sugared. And oh my God, so good. So good. I love those grapes. I don't know what they're called, but it looks like a big batch of grapes. What's a batch of grapes called? A bushel? I think that's what it's called. Of purple grapes. Okay, so we listened to this. I think we just have one more to do. We have my keyboards. Okay, there you have it. So that's that. Now that track right there, I don't know if you recognize that one, but that is once again a track from Perverse Teleportation. I believe that's the second one. That's Perverse Teleportation 2. And so let's look at the video for that one. Basically the same so far. I think I was holding down 8 keys at that point right there. The point where I go down to the bottom, to the lower keys, that part was new compared with the original keyboards from Choice Trinkets. So there you go. There's your thing. There's your commentary for Choice Trinkets. So we've done 3 more songs for Choice Trinkets. I think I said everything that I need to say. Okay, so now we're going to head over to Sanity's Unnecessary Elaborations. I just have to remember which songs. So we have to do this one, and this one. So we're listening to this one, and then we're listening to the tab for this one. So we're going to save Inevitabilities 1 for the very end, and we're going to listen to Illogical Infatuations 2, then Inevitabilities 2, and then we'll do the tab. Okay, but before that, I have to make some popcorn. But before that, I feel like I'll just cue up this album. This album is my most popular album. Once again, this, you can see I'm just like so popular. I am a rock star. Look at all of these sales. I'm just like, all the girls want me. Based purely on how good this album is. What was I going to say? Yeah, so this is the album where 3 of the songs have 100 non-repeating sections. I think I talked about this recently. I've talked about it many times before. And Inevitabilities 1 is one of those songs. The other 2 songs, 3 of the songs actually are ambient noise tracks. So Illogical Infatuations 2, Inevitabilities 2, and Interpersonal Irrationalities 2. Those are all ambient noise tracks. And then these 3 songs are they're more regular sort of death metal songs. So yeah, I think I said everything I needed to do. Okay, so I am going to make some popcorn. I'll be back. Hey guys, we are back. Got my popcorn. I'm still eating the medium white Hollis, I believe is what it's called. I don't know how many times I've eaten this specific type of popcorn. I've got like a bag of them. I've shown the bags on multiple videos, and it's starting to get low. I probably only have like 3 or 4 more servings now. I'm probably gonna have to buy some more. You can buy them on the internet. They're very inexpensive, but I'm gonna have to do that probably. So let's listen to, what are we listening to? Illogical Infatuations Number Deuce. So this is a very, very sad song. This is just keyboards. I think there's only 1 keyboard track. So yeah, this is one of my saddest songs, and therefore one of my favorite songs. This is one of my favorite keyboard-only songs. I'm trying to think if I've ever used it in any of my videos. I'm not sure. I know I've tried to before, but it's quite possible that I never did. I don't know. It's quite possible that I have, and I just don't remember. Either way, let's listen to Illogical Infatuations, the second. Very sad song. Very sad song. Prepare yourself. there you have it. Super, super sad song. I hope you haven't, killed yourself. That would be horrible. But, you might be, I don't know. I mean, listening to this music, it might, I don't know where I'm going with this, but it's a very sad song. That's what I'm trying to express here. Okay, so now off to one of the little goodies that I have in store for you. I don't know if it was the previous video or the video before that, but I showed you my bump.wad doom level. The reason for that is because it contained the theme music, the music from the intro to my Finkel Me This song. And which brings me to this song, Illogical Infatuations 2. I've used this in another one of my doom levels, and I have a demo of me playing it. So we're not gonna watch the whole thing. I'm just gonna show you a very small part of it. So I think it's Doom World Mega Project 2019. I believe it's what it is. Is it this one? Yeah, it must be this one. Okay, so let's copy the link and we will paste it and we will add the magical hyphen. Might have to no. Okay. So I'm just going to show you very quickly, and I'll show you very quickly that the song is in this as the music, and I'll just show you just a very, very small amount of the map. So by the way, there are thousands of monsters in this level. I don't think you can read that, but I think there's over 10,000. I think at the end there's over 20,000. So I got my first Windows 10 computer. Before this, I was using Windows XP, and so a computer from 2002. So this was 2019. And once I got my new computer, I'm like, oh my God, now I can make these levels that have thousands and thousands of monsters in them without it lagging to heck. And so I sort of went overboard. I made this huge level with a ton of monsters. And this is what you call a slaughter map. And then you get these parts like this in the level where this is sort of like, it's a bit of a puzzle, but it's a bit of a race. There are no monsters. You have to collect these blue spheres. But when you do this, you get to listen to the music because there are no monsters making noise. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that this level has the theme music. So I hope that didn't take too long. Okay, so now we're listening to Inevitabilities the second. This is once again an ambient noise track. So it was something I didn't mention. For the ambient noise tracks in this, I did not use like a keyboard. I downloaded a bunch of VSTs, a bunch of free VSTs, like ambient VSTs, into Reaper, and I used them in Reaper. And on my laptop, I bound all the keys on my laptop so that it made like a 4-octave music keyboard. So you know how on a keyboard here, I don't know if I could do this. Here's your keyboard, and it's got rows of keys. So each row was an octave. So, and then there were 4 rows. So you have the 3 letter rows, and then you have the number row at the top. And so I bound all those keys to act as a music keyboard, and that was really cool. I really like that. The VSTs were really cool too. Some of the sounds are really cool, and I really liked using it, except whenever I would use the VSTs, there was a noticeable delay. Like there was bad latency, there was lag, and but most of the time I was using it was just for sort of like ambient noise stuff where you didn't have to be super precise. You were just making these sort of soundscapes. You weren't playing like a very technical piano part. But it was really annoying to do that, to play with the latency and all that sort of stuff. But I don't know. I never figured it out. That was on my old Windows 7 laptop. Maybe I should try and download some more VSTs. And this new keyboard that I bought, it also acts as a MIDI keyboard. So maybe I could do that. Maybe I'll try that one day. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I just thought about that right now, so I'm going to do that. But yeah, I recorded these songs on my laptop using my laptop keys as a music keyboard and with the VSTs. This song is not sad at all. This is more of a noise song as opposed to like an ambient. I guess it's ambient, but it's sort of it's more noisy. There's really no melody. All right, there you have it. I don't really like this song that much. I mean, it is sort of interesting, I guess. There are a bunch of different layers going on, but this is probably my least favorite song on the entire album. So, but there you go. I mean, it's still listenable, that's for sure. All right, so I think the last song we have to listen to is, yes, Inevitabilities, the first. Now, we're just going to be listening to the tab. We're going to look at the tab. However, I'll just give you a little refresher on what this song is. Okay, so there you go. It's death metal. And like I mentioned, this is one of those songs that has 100 non-repeating sections. So the song keeps changing over and over and over and over and over. I've likened these tracks to like a really long run-on sentence where some guy just keeps talking over and over and over and over. He will not shut up until the very end of the song where he finally puts his period down. Period, vagina. That was an unintentional vagina reference. Hooray! We got a vagina reference into the video. I'm really proud of that. Though I think we did have a one at the beginning where I didn't make my girlfriend bleed. But it's always nice to have more vaginal references. That's going to be the title of this chapter of the video, Vaginal References. Okay, so let's listen to the tab, and that's going to be it for the video. I have to figure out where the tab is. Inevitabilities, here we go. So just to prove that there are indeed 100 sections. This is a section, by the way, just a music bar. And so some of them are very short. This one is literally only 2 notes, this section. This one's 3 notes, but the one above it is quite longer, like this one right here. So it's not like a specific measure in terms of there's no time signature listed here. So a section is arbitrary on how I defined a section. So there's really no something that I don't know the word I'm trying to say. But anyway, let's turn off the metronome because, like I said before, I've baked metronome clicks into the tab. All right, so this is Inevitabilities, the first. Let's see if you recognize the very beginning of the song, because we just listened to the song on Bandcamp. Probably wondering to yourself, where's the chorus? Well, there isn't one because it keeps changing. imagine, imagine what? Imagine memorizing that. How much of a loser do you have to be to memorize this entire song? Oh my God. I remember memorizing these songs. That was ridiculous. Ridiculous. But I did it. I recorded them. And that part of my life is over. And I'm happy that it's over. But it was an interesting experiment. It was an interesting journey. So anyway, that's going to be it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, hottest chick ever.